I made $24,100 in just 7 days selling one high ticket offer. And I'm about to show you why that number is both insane and completely misleading. These 10 brutal truths about high ticket sales will save you months of pain and mistakes, or confirm that you're just not cut out for the game. No fancy BS, just the raw playbook that I ain't seen nobody sharing. The first thing that you need to become aware of, it is what you put in is what you get out. Doesn't matter. That number that I just shared with you, $24,100. Do you know how many days and how many hours I had to work to get there? For those 7 days, I worked 12 to 14 hours every single day. Nobody else is showing up to the calls. Nobody else has the skill to do what you do. And that's why you get paid the money that you do. So it's so important that if you leave this video with absolutely nothing, know that the success is directly correlated to how much input you do. There's no one else coming to take the calls. There's no passive income. There's no sit back, relax, and the money's going to fly into your bank account. You have got to show up and work like a fucking psychopath, and then you will earn the real money. Truth number 2. Building rapport isn't about small talk. So many people talk about just showing up to the call, saying, where are you from? How's the weather? Blah, blah, blah. They don't care. They don't know you. You don't know them. The way that you build that connection and build that rapport is through the call, throughout the call, as you guys talk through the problems that they have and as you go into what it is that you are trying to sell them. That is the rapport building throughout that whole process, not asking them what the weather is like. The first 2 minutes of the call mean nothing. Ask a genuine question that's unique and puts them in a position where they realize that you actually care about them, and then the sale will come naturally. So truth number 3, no one cares about your credentials. Clients do not buy the certification. They don't buy the stats, the numbers, the blah, blah, blah. You can show them a million testimonials. It doesn't matter. It's what they believe is true. It's what they believe about themselves. That is what happens. If they don't believe that they can do it, you can show them every testimonial. You can back everything up with numbers, and they're not going to buy the damn thing because they don't believe in here that they can actually achieve that result that you're promising them. So that's something that I think gets really lost in transition. So expertise is demonstrated through insights. So what does that mean? That basically means that when you're talking to these people, you have a unique perspective because you've been where they have been. You must be able to relate to where they are, and there's no one else that can do that unless you've actually been where they are. So just like on this account here, you can see that I was a very fat, overweight person, and then I transitioned to someone that got into really good shape, right? How did that happen? Well, because I simply was able to relate to the person who was overweight, who was fat, because I used to be that person. And then when we're talking on the calls, it makes it so much easier because they understand that I understand where they used to be. And I think that relatability is something that it gets overlooked in the whole process. So number 4, the money is in the follow-up. What does that mean? Just because you didn't make the close on the call doesn't mean you're not going to make the close. It means your follow-up just has to be dialed in every step of the way. That means the second they get off the call, you got to have a system, you got to have a protocol. Don't shove it down their throat because you've burned the lead and then they're never going to buy the thing. But when you're following up, make sure it's dialed in. Make sure you hear all this fancy BS online, like, oh, get it on the call, it's a one call close, blah, blah, blah. It's so easy. Sometimes people aren't going to buy on the call. You got to respect the way that they purchase. Some people will not buy on that call. Doesn't mean they won't buy. It just means they need more time. They have a different style of making a decision than some other people who are ready to just jump in. And if you burn the lead, if you push them too hard and they go, no, I'm not buying this thing because you've just pushed them so hard to buy the thing, then the follow-up is dead anyway. So just accept sometimes that some people need a little bit longer to make that purchasing decision. And if your follow-up is dialed in, then you are going to make the damn sale. So another thing, objections are buying signals, not just rejections. Sometimes when you get a objection, like I can't afford it, like I need to talk to my partner, like whatever else the typical ones come out as, sometimes it's a genuine signal that, okay, this person is interested, but they have to overcome this barrier. Now that's not always the case. Sometimes it's total BS. They're just saying whatever the hell they want to get off the call because they don't see the value, but they're too nice to just say straight up no. Now, I've had prospects that have also just told me no straight out. And do you know what? I actually love them ones a lot more, because it saves everyone a load of time. But when it comes to objections, there is a possibility that sometimes they are actually buying signals, not every time. The next thing is price is psychological, not logical. 100% facts. No matter who you talk to, where you talk to them, it's all subjective. If I talk to a business owner that's making $500 to $1 million a month and I pitch them a price that's $8,000, they're going to say, yeah, no problem. If I pitch a person who's making $2,000 every month a price of $8,000, they're going to have an absolute wig out. And what does that tell you? It doesn't tell you anything about the service or the product that you're selling. It tells you a lot about the person that is considering buying the thing. They have got to have their own beliefs around money and their own kind of, I suppose, reflections of what that price tag means to them. And to some people, you know, the price isn't the concern. To other people, it's the main problem. So I think a lot of the time, you know, it's just that, you know, when people say, you know, it's too expensive, what that genuinely means is they do not see the value in what it is that you are trying to give to them. So therefore, when they say it's too expensive, you've got to increase the value. Go back over the pitch, go back over the value proposition, make sure they fully understand what it is that they're getting for that price. Now, the next thing is that your calendar is your most valuable asset. I love this one because it's so damn true. So many times, myself included, for them 7 days, I worked 12 to 14 hours every single day. And is that sustainable long term? Absolutely not. So what does it mean? You need to have a calendar that works for you. It's all good, it's all well and good saying you can take 12 calls a day, but can you do that for 10 years? No. Can you do that for even a month? I'd be impressed, because you need to make sure that you give yourself enough time to recover, to have the energy when you get on them calls, because when you get on them calls, it's a transfer of energy and beliefs. And if you get on the call and you're dead energy and you're tired and you're after working 12, 14 hours for the last month, then you have 0% chance of actually getting them to consider buying. Why would I buy from someone who doesn't believe in what it is that they're selling? Why would I buy from someone who's low energy, who's tired, who just wants to get off the call? I want someone who is on the call, hyped, excited for me, wants me to make the purchase because they genuinely believe it's going to help them change their friggin' lives, and it will if you get on the right offer. So the next thing that I want to talk about, number 8, is the sale happens in the silence. I love this one. So this could be kind of generic for some people just getting into this space. I think this would be more useful. So what does this mean? It means the best way to pitch the price is to value stack, value stack, value stack. So you're saying, you know, let's just random example for you. If I'm talking about selling some kind of educational product, they say you've got your content, you've got your community, then you've got your one-to-one coaching. So that's the 3 pillars, right? And once you've value stacked, you've added the content, you've obviously talked about the real life examples of how that relates to the person, and after you've given all the value of what it is they get, then you say the price. So for example, in this example pitch, I will say, so you get your content, which means that, you know, when you're unsure of the next step that you're going to take, you just go back to the content. You can just double check what the person has said. And with that content, then you know the next steps that you need to take. You get your community. So when you're stuck and you want to make it to that next level, there's someone in the community that's already there. So post up your question and that person will reply to you because they've been exactly where you have been. And therefore they're going to be able to help you get to that next level. We have people inside the program making 10, 20K. And right now, yeah, you're making 2K. But if you make a comment or a post inside the community, someone in there who's making 10, 20, 50K will get back to you and help you get to that next level. Do you see the value in that community? And then you go for the next thing, which is the coaching, how you blah, 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 value, value, value. It's 8K. Dead silence. The second you say the price, dead silence. Don't open your mouth. Just say absolutely nothing. And it's so uncomfortable, and it could be there for, I've been on the call for 2-3 minutes, dead air silence. That's them making the decision. That's them deciding yes or no. And you have to sit there and you have to be as uncomfortable as they are. Because trust me, however uncomfortable you are, they're 100 times more uncomfortable than you. Sit there and just wait and wait. And the longer you wait, in my personal experience, the more likely you are to get the yes. So the next thing is energy management trumps time management. If your energy is not right getting onto them calls, forget the sale. It ain't happening. You have got to be in the right mindset. First and foremost, you must have energy getting onto them calls. You must go to the gym, you must read your books, you must meditate, you must do whatever the hell it is that you like to do. Collect post stamps, I don't care. But do whatever gives you energy, so when you get on them calls, you're good to go. That doesn't, like, time management, you know, that's whoop-de-diddly do. What we want to focus on is having energy every time we're on them calls, because that is what genuinely gets the sales across the door. So physical movement between calls improves your close rate. Actual facts. If you have a call and then there's like 2 hours between your next call, go to the gym, and I promise you, you're going to turn up to that next call and you're going to do better. So number 10, back end delivery matters more than front end sales. So this is probably more for the business owners out there, but if you think for a second that you can just stack a big sales team, stack a quality lad who knows what to do with the marketing, and then not give a damn about the back end, the actual fulfillment, the service, the product, whatever it is, then the whole thing is going tits up. You're going to make 100 times more. I don't even need to say this to the business owners. They should know this. But the product matters more than anything else. If the product is right, the people that are in the door, you can start to ascend them, you can upsell them, you can build on them. It doesn't matter, like, having to keep on bringing more people in to keep the cash coming is useless. It's just useless. It's a never-ending chasing your tail cycle. If you get people in, serve them right, and then build trust, and then upsell them to the next step that you have, they'll refer more people. It just works way easier than having to get brand new people in that know nothing about the service, nothing about you, having to build trust, having to do all them things. Instead, it's so much easier if the back end works, the product works. So the number 11, one that I did not tell you, that I'm going to tell you now on the call. If you are serious about getting into high ticket sales, it can happen. I swear to you right now, it will happen for you. And the tip number 11 I have for you is be fucking delusional. Don't listen to people that say stuff like, go back to your 9 to 5, go back to your corporate, blah, 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 blah. Be fucking delusional and you will get to the next level that you want to get to. $24,100 is nothing in this industry. It's peanuts compared to what's out there. So keep pushing, keep going, and you're going to get there.